All right, with that, we welcome you into today's broadcast of Youth Hockey on KSM Productions. It is September 14th, the very beginning of the 2025-26 season, and we are here in Skaneateles, New York, for the KSM Productions Game of the Week and our KSM Productions season opener here. It is the Rochester Edge taking on the Skaneateles Lakers in Game 2 of a doubleheader between these teams. Hello everybody, I'm Killian Heffron here, joined alongside by my color commentator and camera operator, Brian Heffron. And as I said before, this is Game 2 of a doubleheader. Skaneateles took the first one with a final score of 4-0 in what was their first game of the season. And Brian, the story of that game was a lot of offensive possession for Skaneateles. They played great offensively, were able to lock Rochester in their offensive zone quite a bit. So, what do you think Rochester needs to do to slow down that Skaneateles offensive attack?
Yeah, well, first off, great to be here. Fall hockey, right? This is like, it's still like people are getting used to it being football season, but here we are with the first sort of weekend of actual hockey games going on. What a way to kick it off. Great weather. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm pumped because even though it's beautiful and sunshine and 80 degrees out, here we are in the rink, in the ice, with the cold, and we're loving it. So I'm excited to be here. So these games where you do these double headers are always interesting, right? Because that first game, it's really about the two teams getting sort of feeling each other out a little bit, getting used to how, you know what I mean, their strengths, what areas they're sort of may have some weaknesses on. That second game, though, I can tell you that sometimes you'll get blowouts in that first one and turn around and it'll be a barn burner in that second. And I think that has to do a lot with the ability for people to kind of follow and sort of understand what it is that each team is doing and kind of adjust to that. So I would expect a much closer game this match. Looking forward to two strong teams here, and let's get this thing going.
Yeah, well, Rochester in that first game, they had several offensive opportunities, but they were all thwarted by Skaneateles goaltender Ella O'Neill. I think the big key for Rochester is that when they get their offensive opportunities, can they find a way to beat O'Neill? And if they're able to, they could easily come out on top here as the buzzer sounds before this game. Now we will head over to have a look at the quote of the game. This is from Skaneateles head coach Bob Luckenbaugh here. We will go back to that later on here in the game for a little more dissection of what that means.
Yeah, well, what Luckenbach was saying there, and I think it was important to sort of read it out for everybody, was that this team, this Laker team, you've got about 50% of the team are your 2013s, returning players to this level. You are bringing in a whole brand new group of 2014 girls. So what it's going to be important to watch is how they adjust and sort of take on and respond to that older style of play. And I think that's one of the things that that Coach Luckenbaugh is looking for. He's looking for his 14s to be steady, but to also learn the speed of which this level starts to pick up on. And so that's what we're going to have to watch on both sides, really, of the ice today.
Now here's your reminder that today's action is fueled by Ads on the Go, digital billboards on the move, bringing your message straight to the community. We will hear more about them later on in this game. These two teams just about ready to go here from the Skaneateles Community Center. First game of the year for us, second for Skaneateles, and third for Rochester. We are underway here. This is brought to the offensive zone early on. The Lakers will take control behind the net, fired up to the point. Trying to play this was Poole, but she was unable to handle that. Madison Roberts tried to chip at that for Rochester. It comes out of the zone. Roberts will fire this back in. This is Luckenbaugh back behind the net. Luckenbaugh and her father, head coach Bob Luckenbaugh, and several of the Skaneateles players came from a Lysander 10U travel team there, as their first shot and goal of the game is held by O'Neill.
Yeah, good pressure by the Edge to start off this game. Really have not been able to have Scan really get control yet of that puck and push down the ice. So some pressure early on by the Edge.
Faceoff will be to the left of O'Neill. Faceoff taken, and it is one back. Good faceoff win there by Noelle Robertson. This comes up to the point, fired in deep. Yep, I believe that was Linnea Coleman there. And this will be coughed up towards the middle. Opportunity there for Rochester. They were just unable to get control of it. Battle for behind the net, and Skaneateles will take possession of this puck, and they'll skate their way out of the zone. This is bounced around on the wall, and eventually Del Porte went down. Might have gotten tripped up. Held at the point by Del Porte. She's able to get around the side of the net, fired up, and blocked in once again by the Lakers. It's the center to the middle, nearly able to pick that one up there was Clara Foss. Foss dumps it in deep. She's got help coming from Elise Morris. This comes up to the point now, fired in, and this is taken away by Rochester, trying to get this out of the zone. They will successfully be able to chip it out. Skaneateles tries to fire it in, might have gotten blocked by another Laker on the way in. And this one will bounce into the offensive zone. So both teams feeling each other out early in this second game.
Yeah, good speed there by the Lakers as they intercept that pass.
Played down low. Skaneateles trying to set up an attack. That one was nearly forced out of the zone by the edge, but they're able to control this. Sent in. Here's Cameron Owen. Owen behind the net. Will set up an attack. Centering pass there. Just got swiped away. This is Luckenbaugh at the point. She'll fire it back in. Owen now. Centering pass. Wide open. Save made.
That's two great passes by Owen. She's finding people, keeping her head up and watching where her offensive players are going. Excellent work.
That's Parker Borman in goal for Rochester there, who came up with that big save. And we'll get a whistle here for offsides. So Skaneateles, that was how they scored a lot of their goals in the first game, were being able to force the puck in front of the net. They moved the puck really well, and we saw that right there. But Rochester, or you can tell they are adjusting by trying to keep Skaneateles away from that position and in front of the net, which is really a dangerous spot. It's held in on the wall, fired in by Paige Pedruga. This comes down low. Opportunity here and a collision. Down low, this will go down the ice, and we will get a penalty here.
Yeah, looks like
see who they're going to take.
Looks like a bit too aggressive there on that play. You could tell she was going in for the puck, but I don't know if she lost her balance and ended up knocking the Laker off of her skates. They're going to call that every time there on that one, especially if you disrupt that play where they're moving the puck down.
It'll be Josephine Plyler called for a body check. Face off to the left or to the right of Berman, excuse me. This comes to the point, fired, deflected, they score! And the Skaneateles will pick up their first goal of this one, and it's a power play goal.
Yeah, first power play by the Lakers. They end up capitalizing it. A lot of traffic in front of the net. That might have bounced off one or two different players. I think it might have even hit off an edge player. So excellent job. You put people in front of the net. You take a shot from outside. It's going to find the net. Great work. Big power play.
So 1-0 and a very quick power play goal for Skaneateles. They were able to just kind of take control of that one, and it's fired up to the point, deflected off of somebody on the way in. This comes back. And this is brought out. Here comes Rochester into the offensive zone. Moving forward, opportunity now. This is Aria Poole down low. Poole centers it. It's loose in front. Can they find it? And it'll end up coming back up to the point now where it's going to be held in. The Lakers try to get it out. They're able to eventually force this out with a little bit of a kick play type of thing. This gets fired up.
I'm not even sure that puck, when it went in front of the net, I don't even think Rochester was seeing it. She had her stick out, the forward there, and it just sort of tapped off of it. I don't even know if she knew the puck was coming her way. So sometimes those lucky breaks happen. One of the things that we're seeing is the Lakers defensive, they're staying back. They know that they're going to be able to stop that puck from going across the blue line and getting shots in on the net. We'll see if that continues throughout this period.
Face-off taken in one by Rochester. This is brought up. It's Noelle Robertson. Robertson will bring it into the offensive zone. Eventually, Owen was able to get over there for Skaneateles. Turning around. This one is sent up out of the zone. That one's dumped in. Icing waved off. Lindsay Ferry down low for Skaneateles. Ferry tries to make a play on it. It comes off.
Great defensive move by the Edge to disrupt that play. She was picking up speed.
And here comes Skaneateles in the offensive zone. Now a good move opportunity for the Lakers to shot, and that one is kicked away for the third shot on goal of the game for Skaneateles. Good save by Parker Boorman. Held in at the point by the Lakers. Long shot by Clara Foss from the side. This comes over. Foss tries to fight for it in the middle. This is picked up by Skaneateles as they dump this one down low.
Yeah, you know, the Lakers defense are just collapsing when the Edge try to bring that puck up the center. They're just collapsing on it, not giving them an opportunity to go far before the puck is turned over.
This comes around on backhand pass to Foss, centering pass, save made, rebound, it's loose somewhere in there, and now it'll come up to the point that gets fired in.
Once again, that defense stepping up, keeping the puck in this side of the net. You could tell that is part of the plan for Coach as he talked to the Lakers about wanting to keep that puck on this end.
This comes up to the point, held in. That is fired, opportunity, collision in front, save made by Boorman. And that one will be held, 9:37 left to go in this first period. And coming back to what we said at the beginning of the game, Skaneateles, they had a lot of offensive possession in that first game, and they're picking up right where they left off.
Yeah, that seems to be having a little bit of too much of that defensive pressure there. Once again, they cannot get that puck beyond the blue line. That's what we're seeing over and over.
This comes up to the point now. Good pass play. Shot comes in, deflected, save made, it's loose, scramble for it, and a whistle finally. What a save by Boorman to get that one under control.
That puck went right under her pad, and she just squeezed that thing between the ice and her pad. She was not going to let that thing pop out because the Lakers were right there digging at it. Excellent goaltending.
There's been a lot of deflections off of shots from the point so far in this one. It's been really interesting to see. This comes up to the point, fired in, and that one will screech across the crease. Played now down low by Lachlan Dillon. Sent around. That was Paige Peruga tries to hit that one up. Comes back down low. Aria Poole. Poole makes a nice move, and here she comes up the ice. Poole into the neutral zone. Will carry it into the Skaneateles zone, taken away by the Lakers down low. Now they'll try to turn this one out of the zone, and this will be sent down. Where Rory Snyder will send this up. And they got to get back, and unable to make it. That one is blown dead off sides.
Yeah, caught the Lakers there on a change, and just that puck ended up being a little bit too far over for the forward to get before it crossed that blue line. So
face-off taken in one. This comes along up, dumped into the zone, barely able to sneak by, but Skaneateles able to send it in. Snyder tried to pick that one up. She ended up going down, might have hit a weak spot there in the ice. Comes up to the point. Good move, opportunity for Skaneateles. Shot there, save made and held by Boorman.
Yeah, that was a great move. Sort of made that one sort of head fake to get open. The Edge defender sort of followed that move. She got the open ice with a great shot.
This faceoff is won by Rochester, fired in. And will be barely held in at the point, and it's going to be blown dead for offside. Might have bounced off of a Rochester player somewhere up there.
Yeah, good effort by the Lakers there to try to keep it in. She was on the ground, moved her stick over, but just was not able to get the forward back in time before the whistle blew.
Face off one. This is Braun to the offensive zone. Comes up to the point. They will battle for this. It is taken out instead by Rochester. And that one's just going to slide out of the zone. Oh, I thought they held that one in there for a second. Bit of a collision there in center ice. It'll get sent all the way down. 4 and icing. 7:54 left to play in this first period.
One of the things we're going to have to look for is to see is how's a coach for the Edge sort of adjust here. We're seeing a lot of that pressure once again from the defense, putting that puck from the Lakers down in their end. They haven't been able to the Edge, haven't been able to get much of an offensive movement going here, playing a lot of the defensive moves, responding to the Laker pressure. So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Face off taken in one. A battle for this down low, comes up to the point, and they will bring it out of the zone. Here comes Skaneateles, it's a 2-on-1 centering pass. Went off of a skate, it's down low. Where is it? It's able to Greer Howard there with the opportunity for Skaneateles, but she was unable to put that one by. Now battled for down low. Centering pass did not go through. This will be set back over. And that one was fired in, looking for a bounce there, maybe it was Howard. Backhanded in. And it'll make its way out of the zone. Played by Skaneateles. They will try to send this one up, and here comes the Lakers into the offensive zone. Down low, this is Isabella Ludwig. Ludwig gives this over to Noelle Robertson. That one goes off of a skate. Lakers still able to hold it in. Played for down low, and now out of the zone comes Rochester. Robertson tried to carry this in, had it poked away, and now here comes Rochester trying to bring this down the ice. It'll be fired down. No icing on the play as it was past the red line. Comes up to the point, almost held in there by Skaneateles, but they were unable to get control. Good job tacking up, though, as they will now have forced us back into the zone. Clara Foss giving chase for Skaneateles. Comes up to the point, and it's picked up by Rochester. They'll try to bring this out of the zone. It'll make its way into the offensive zone, but this one will be fired back out, picked up by Rochester. They got to make it back on side. They are able to. Now they battle for it. This comes out. This is chipped up, and now it's picked up by Skaneateles trying to fire this up. It'll be intercepted by Poole. Poole makes the pass over, and now here comes Rochester in the offensive zone. It'll be a shot from the side, saved there, made by O'Neal. The rebound did bounce a little bit into a dangerous location, but the Skaneateles defense able to take that away. That's the second shot on goal of this one for Rochester. Brought in, played down low. That was Georgia DeBay who tried to hit this one out. They continue to the battle for this. Picked up by Skaneateles. Opportunity for Foss, who made a move and was unable to hold control of the puck. This comes out of the zone, fired in offside. So 5:18 to go here in this first period.
Yeah, you know, the Edge, once again, that was a little bit better in trying to get some more pressure, trying to get an offensive movement going. Unfortunately, because that shift had been out for so long, they took advantage of having that puck on the other end to go ahead and make a line shift. And so that forward, that right winger, did not have much of an options of where to put that puck except to shoot it on the edge. So let's see if they can respond and get a little bit more of that offensive pressure going here.
That one's sent down for an icing, so the faceoff will come back into the Rochester zone. Faceoff taken in one. This is played on the wall by a few Rochester players there actually. They're able to take control of it now. Picked up down low, fired around, and the Lakers will carry it around behind the net, looking for maybe a centering pass opportunity. This comes around, pass up to the point, and is intercepted. Opportunity here for Rochester if they can get to it, and it's just going to be chipped out by Skaneateles. So they're able to force a pretty decent opportunity there for Rochester. Now here comes Skaneateles trying to bring it out of their zone, but they have been struggling to do so here over the last roughly 15 seconds. But now an odd-man rush developing. Opportunity for Skaneateles to pass, they score! And this one is 2-0.
Yeah, good passing here. You had two sort of a 2-on-1 situation. The defender decided to go with the right side, and that left your left winger just completely open with a beautiful pass. So excellent work by the Lakers on that play.
That'll make it 2-0 Skaneateles. 4:17 to go here in this first period. Picked up by Rochester into the offensive zone. That was Poole who made the pass over. An opportunity now for Rochester if they can get to it. This comes up to the point, fired in. It was blocked on its way in, scrambled for, and Skaneateles will walk away with it. That was Paige Peruga who took the shot there. And now opportunity for Skaneateles, looking to go back-to-back. They walk in, score! And that'll make it 3-0 Lakers.
Great top shelf shot there by the Lakers. They're really taking advantage of speed here at this time. They push out those forwards, and they're just pushing that puck really quickly, end up moving the puck up, and then you're getting these situations where you're just the Edge are not able to respond. They've got one defender there trying to stop an offensive movement. So
it's Greer Howard with the goal there for Skaneateles. They lead this one 3-0 here in the first. Face-off taken and won by Rochester. They bring into the offensive zone looking to respond. Pass over, deflected, opportunity there, nearly able to.
Yeah, dangerous situation there.
Bounce through. This one comes forward. Opportunity for Rochester. The shot is blocked on its way in. Good defense there by Skaneateles to take that one away. This is brought up and taken out of the zone. Opportunity now out for Skaneateles again. Centering pass and just lost control of it there. I believe that was Howard who lost control of it. The jersey tuck making it a little difficult to see the number. Opportunity now for Skaneateles. That one got blocked on its way in.
Yeah, that pass was just a little bit behind her. She had to sort of turn around, lost control there under her skates, and couldn't get a great shot off her, but good effort.
Robertson tried to hit this one out. It's now played down low. A little overskidded a little there by Skaneateles. Played around down low now. Opportunity for the Lakers if they can get control of this puck. Fired out of the zone by DeBay. Lakers able to hold this in, and it'll bounce up into the bench.
One of the things that I'm noticing sort of off the start, and actually it's pretty impressive when you start your season, and already we're not seeing a lot of that selfish play. We're seeing a lot of passing going on here, especially in these breakaway situations, right? I mean, these players could go down and get a shot clean off on their own, but they're dishing it off to their teammates. So it's pretty good stuff. I'm sure the coach is very happy, at least on the Lakers side, to see that happening.
Face-off taken in one. This comes up to the point. Fired in. Oh, that one's going to bounce just wide. Now centering pass. It's loose there in the middle. They were unable to get possession of it. Fired around down low. Off of my count, that's going to be the 10th shot goal of the game there for Skaneateles as that centering pass bounced off of.
Excellent pass by the Edge here.
And here come the Edge into the offensive zone. Backhand attempt was unable to go through. That was Josephine Plyler who brought that one into the zone. And now here comes Skaneateles out the other direction. This is Harper Delport. And she shoots and she scores. What an angle shot.
That's a tough one right there, both for the shooter and for the goalie. It's one of those shots where you look at yourself as a goalie and say, now how did that happen? How did that actually happen? That angle was almost, she shot it right as she was approaching that red line.
From my very limited experience as a goaltender, the one game I played in 8U, 3 of the 12 goals I allowed were from angles like that. So
it's surprising that they didn't keep you there.
I didn't want to stay there, actually.
I wouldn't blame you for shots like that. Those are harder to find.
This is played forward by Skaneateles. They will now try to control this one back in. Luckenbaugh fires this up. Held in there by Madison Roberts. Roberts picks it up again. Here's Roberts down low. Oh, she's forced into the wall. We got a penalty upcoming.
Yeah, just a little bit too much aggressive on that one. She was trying to dig for the puck, but they were gonna let that go.
And honestly, pretty good call by the official there. Was identified the high-risk area and was able to administer the penalty pretty easily.
So here we go, right? A power play for the Edge. This is how you can claw yourself back into the game. Let's see what they can do.
And a shot there, save made by O'Neill. Battled for on the wall. They will try to get it. This comes up to the point. A good little spin move there for Rochester. Nearly caught Skaneateles off guard, but they're unable to bring it out. And here comes Skaneateles into the offensive zone. That was number 19, Lachlan Dillon. Dillon also played a game here yesterday with the other team she's dual roster with, the Lysander Lightning 12U tournament-bound team.
Yeah, it's a busy weekend for that family, that's for sure.
45 seconds left to go here in this first period. This comes up to the point. Boyle tries to make a play on it, but here comes Rochester skating it out into the offensive zone. This is Madison Roberts. Roberts will dump it along in. 32 seconds left to go here in the first period. This comes around. And a good move there by Skaneateles will bring this in the offensive zone, looking for maybe one more. Was Melania Manzone. One of the benches was not happy about a collision that just happened. You could hear a pretty distinct interference from one of those benches. Final 3 seconds will tick away, and that will do it for our first period of play here. 8 seconds remain on the penalty. We will be back here in a moment here on KSM Productions. Do not go anywhere. Here's a look at the roster of the Skaneateles Lakers. Didn't have time to pull this up before the game started, so figured we would do this right now. Head coach Bob Luckenbaugh, assistant coach Bob Owen, assistant coach number 2, Shane O'Neill, and assistant coach number 3, Brandon Dutcher. With that, we are just about ready to get going here in the second period of play here in Skaneateles.
So obviously this is one of those games where for the Edge, they got to dig deep here, right? They're down by 4 goals, so the question is how can they respond? Can they slow down that? I mean, most of those goals killing were breakaway situations, right? So if they got to figure out a way to be able to stop that puck from bouncing out and having that transition happen fast from the Lakers.
Now, it doesn't show it on the scoreboard on here, but
I think it's 10 seconds, right? Or
yeah, it's about
on the
9.
penalty?
Yeah, about 9 seconds remaining on the penalty or something around that. Regardless, those 9 seconds are probably over right now, and they are. So it's even strength now for both sides. Rochester, this is the point in the game here, I think, where they're going to have to start the climb back into this one. But here comes Skaneateles early on. Pass to the middle, and that one is just intercepted before it's able to go on net. This comes up to the point, fired back in. Goes off of the shin guards of a Laker down low. And Rochester will try to work out of the zone. Battled for on the wall, carried in by Howard. Howard through one. Here's Howard's centering pass there.
What a great pass through traffic, but right there.
And now here comes Rochester. Little sliding play thing there. It's able to force the puck back into the Rochester zone. Battled for down low. This is picked up. That was Rochester there trying to get that one to go out. Now picked up behind the net. Opportunity for the centering pass. Could not get that one to go. And this is taken along the side. Linnea Coleman fires it up. They continue to battle for this on the wall. Trying to get this to go through. Unable to get that one to go. Now it'll fire its way out of the zone. Battled for there on the wall. Delport tries to walk into the zone. As Foss Whifford, Delport shoots. Save made, rebound. And that one went off the side of the net.
Great goaltending there to stop that drive.
This comes up forward. And we played by Skaneateles. They bring it into the zone. Shot there from the side, save made. And that one will be held. Face off taken in one. Battered for up on the point. They will try to get this one Back forward, opportunity. This gets fired in. Down in the corner, bounced off, and now off. That was Poole with that bounce off play. This gets fired down the ice, and now an opportunity for Rochester. They can get to it. Played up to the wall, passed up now. Bit of a risky D-to-D pass, but it's able to work, and that'll reset the play for Rochester. I mean, sometimes you have to take risks like that to avoid giving up a scoring chance, and that was one of those cases. Brought to the offensive zone. Taken forward, and here comes Rochester bringing it now into the offensive zone. Good move from the side, opportunity.
Laker defense is just cutting off that side. They're going to call that.
And it looks like they'll get a trip here.
Yep.
It's probably going to be the call.
Yeah, but they're not letting any angles happen. So as soon as the Edge go wide on that, you can tell the Lakers defenders are just sort of pushing them to the side, not letting them get any angle to the net.
So this will be a power play for Rochester. Their second of the day, their first one, they were able to get a shot on goal.
Yep.
Excuse me. And hoping to build on that foundation.
How many times have we seen it before, right? It all starts with a power play. Puck gets in the net, builds up some momentum, and they can call themselves back in.
Currently an explanation being given to, and it looks like there's a bit of confusion on who got the penalty.
So it's not Boyle.
So they're going to end up deciding on Lily Price. So it was a decision between 15 and 5. So I can see where the mix-up there would happen. Rochester will now take this through. Sent down low. But Skaneateles will force this back up to the high slot. Shot comes in, save made.
Great shot
by O'Neill.
Great shot. Oh.
And now opportunity shorthanded for Skaneateles. He's played down low now in the corner. Fired around. This is going to be sent through, and now here comes comes down low, battled for on the wall. Up to the point now, held in. And this will be nearly broken up there by Howard. Came up, Rochester holds it in. Still got 30 seconds on the power play. Shot comes through, got blocked. Now played forward down low. It comes up to the point, it's sent through. Took a weird little deflection and ended up going wide. Up to the point now, shot in, got blocked. And now opportunity for Skaneateles so they can get out of the zone. 10 seconds remain on the penalty. This is taken up and brought forward. Luckenbauer will battle for it. Both teams back to even straight. They are still battling for this on the wall. Pretty physical battle there. Some pushing going on. Skaneateles picks it up. They try to bring it now into the offensive zone. And now opportunity for...
Great defensive play there, stopped.
The Lakers was forward, and that one barely, oh, they're gonna call that offside. That looked like it, that was very close.
I think some frustration's happening as soon as they get that puck movement by the edge, right? They're just pushing it too much in front of them. They're getting people out of position, which is getting the offsides. We've had a few plays where they get the ball or the puck moving, and it ends up getting stopped because of the violation.
Face off taken, here comes Rochester trying to play this. This gets fired all the way around. Down low, it's Morse. Hits it forward up to the point. Delport comes back. Shot from Boyle. Deflected, save made, and held by Boorman. .9:29 left to go here in the second period. Face-off taken, and it is going to be deflected for an opportunity there. Could not get the shot off. Boyle from the point. It goes wide. Opportunity now down low. Comes up to the point. Price, fresh out of the penalty box. Shoots it, save. Rebound, they score. And that will make it 5-0 Skaneateles. I'm unsure who ended up knocking it in on the rebound because there were about 4 or 5 people down there, but this will make it 5-0 Skaneateles here, 9:12 left to go in the second period. Face-off is taken and won by the Lakers. Skaneateles overall pretty solid showing so far in this one. A lot of offensive pressure. Continuing on the theme of the first game, Rochester tries to fire this forward. This comes up, fired all the way down the ice, and it will not make it for an icing. Sometimes the ice can be unpredictable. That's one of those cases.
Yeah, that puck seemed to be going in the right direction, but just enough to sort of slow down.
This is shipped almost out of the zone. Skaneateles has to clear the zone. Now they're able to fire this in. Played forward, opportunity now for Rochester if they can bring this out of the zone. Sent up, it's going to be taken there by Kylie E. Merkel down low. Cameron Owen now with it for Rochester, or not Rochester, for Skaneateles. Battle for on the wall, collision there. And now a pass up opportunity there. Looking for a Luckenbauer. He was unable to corral that one. Rochester will take possession of this, fired now into the offensive zone. Centering pass there is intercepted, and this will be bounced out. Opportunity now for Skaneateles here. 2-on-1 developing. Brought into the offensive zone. It's Lily Price, makes a move. Price's pass is just off the mark. But they still have it now down low. Price a wraparound stuff attempt. Nothing there.
That puck was dancing around there, but just enough to stop the play on that.
Price was certainly looking for it.
Yeah.
Had definitely an opportunity there to put one away.
Yeah, the challenge is that, you know, the Lakers have shooters and they got speed, right? So if you give up that puck on the defensive line, they're going to be attacking really quickly, and that's what we're seeing here with these breakaways.
Face-off taken in one, and comes up on the sideboards. Shift around, they continue to try to battle for this. Held in now, and almost knocked out of the zone. Here's Howard. Howard from the side, shoots, and that one is blocked by number 15, Anna Torilla.
Oh,
now,
great
now
move.
a good bank
Great
pass
move.
opportunity for Rochester brought in, and that one will go off of the.
And that's why they tell you to use the boards. A great player is always on the boards.
Howard will swipe that one out. Skaneateles tries to force it back into the offensive zone. Rochester.
Good puck movement here by the edge.
Yeah, really forcing Skaneateles into uncomfortable positions. Boyle tried to bring this in the offensive zone. She was stopped, and now this will get dumped in regardless. Howard down low looking to make a play on it. So get fired up to the point, held in. Good move there by Rochester to force that one down to the low corner. Taken behind the net, and they will try to escape the zone. Madison Roberts with the puck. Roberts carries it into center ice and will dump it in. 6:08 here left in the second period of play. Shots on goal, well, by my count, are 17-4. Carried up into the offensive zone. Now an opportunity for Skaneateles. Shot there, just sneaks wide. And a collision there is going to take out 3 players, 2 Lakers and 1 Edge. This gets sent up, it'll make it all the way into the offensive zone for Skaneateles, but the pass was from behind the red line, so it'll be an icing. Faceoff will come back, 5:36 left to go here in the second period.
So we're seeing a lot of movement here, especially with the Lakers side, obviously up 5-0. we're seeing some of those younger players take more control of the puck, sort of get more confidence in moving that puck. Something when you're up at a new level they want to see with these younger players that are on the team.
Face-off taken and won by Rochester, trying to fight for some offensive pressure. That one's backhanded in and got blocked. And Skaneateles all day, they've done a great job putting bodies in front of pucks. It's really limited Rochester shot count. 5:22 left. This comes up to the point, gets fired in. Save the rebound. Can they get it to go? Save made. It's played around behind.
Goalie lost her stick there.
So Skaneateles will pick up a shot on goal during that scrum. And that one was attempted to be batted down in front of the net by a Laker. Price's shot got blocked. Good block there by Rochester. A couple Edge players end up falling down there on the point. I believe that block, that one would be blown up for icing. I believe Gia Lemmer was responsible for that block shot. They'll come all the way down to the other side now. 4:49 left to go. Face-off taken. It is won by Rochester. They try to battle for this down low, played on the wall. That puck actually took a bounce off the official. Skaneateles now trying to get it out of the zone, but Rochester, they've been starting to pin Skaneateles into their zone over the last few minutes here.
Yeah, they're putting a little pressure on that. See how Lakers respond to it.
Battled for. This one's sent to the middle, and it's intercepted by Skaneateles. They'll bring this one out of the zone. Held in the neutral zone. This is Owen who tried to get to that. She's going to get knocked down. Owen's slow to get up, but she's able to, fortunately, get herself back onto her feet. Now opportunity for Skaneateles down low. Shot! Oh, what a shot! They score!
Yeah.
That was a ridiculous shot.
Yeah, it was a great shot. They were approaching in here from the far, almost near the circle. A couple of bodies in front of the net. I'm not sure if they were blocking the view of that goalie, but it was an excellent shot.
I believe that was Harper Delport that got that goal. Again, with the jersey tuck, it becomes hard to read the numbers. This gets chipped out. So that was Skaneateles' 19th shot on goal of this game. Played up on the point. Price fires this back in. Rochester trying to break it out, and they are able to. Noah Robertson carries it over the blue line, tries to make a move. It's poked away by Boyle. Centering pass there. That one goes off the side of the goal. Just didn't make it on net, but I mean, that one went off the side. Nearly a catastrophic bounce for Skaneateles. This gets sent through, and the tie-up play there in the middle will stop anything dangerous from happening off of that. Battled for at the point. Skaneateles will pick it up. They'll try to skate it out, but they're not able to get it all the way. They'll try to bring this in up to the point now. This gets, that's a good move. Opportunity now for Skaneateles. Long shot attempt. A little bit of a stick lift there thwarts that opportunity. Comes back up to the point, fired down in. Battled for, backhanded, up to the point again. Howard will make a swing at this to try to get it out, and now it'll get fired out of the zone. This is Linnea Coleman with it for Rochester, makes the pass up, and music starts playing for some reason. Carried into the offensive zone. Boyle fires it along, and now here comes Skaneateles trying to get it out of the zone. Carried forward. Oh, good poke play. Can Howard get there? She'll throw this one around behind the net. Eliza Moore centering pass. Oh, that one was a...
That puck's flying all over the place right there. Dangerous situation.
Howard swung her stick at it. It made contact and nearly got it to go on net. This is battled for, now brought into the offensive zone. It's Robertson.
Yeah, it's almost like a swarm. I just keep on sort of thinking about that, where every time that puck goes down, Lakers are just swarming in one player after another. They're just not letting the Edge have any movement beyond that blue line.
And that one will be blown dead for offside. Got a little too complacent. And this one will make its way out of the zone for a faceoff. 1:23 left to go here in the second period. Face-off in front of the Skaneateles bench is won by the Edge. Nearly a efficient poke check there from Skaneateles. Almost gave him the puck right back, but now an opportunity. They walk in, centering pass. And nobody was there to corral it. This got fired in and gets blocked. Played for on the wall. Clara Foss tries to bring this forward. Unable to do so. It's hit up and out of the zone. Held in now, 55 seconds left here in the first period of play. Bound for on the wall. Oh, this puck has not left the wall in the last like 10 seconds. Now it will. Sent around down low. Looking bad with it at the point. She will stumble and ends up able to get a shot off. And that one is stopped and held by Boorman.
Yeah, great tracking by the goaltender there. It kind of had a screening situation sort of happening in front of her, but she did not get sort of moved out of the way. She fouled that puck and the shooter all the way. Did not provide any daylight for that puck to go in. So great work by the goaltending here.
33.2 left here in this second period. Face-off taken and won by Rochester. They try to get to the puck. Played down low. Up to the point now. Rochester or Skaneateles maybe looking for one more shot before the end of the period. Price hit that in. Save made. Rebound. It comes out. It was poked away. Price was able to get that down, and they were nearly able to get a shot off. That was Ella. There's Etta Abbott there taking the shot. Another shot there. Save made with just about 2 seconds left, and that will do it for our second period of play. So with that, we will head to intermission and be back here in a moment. Do not go anywhere. Well, we welcome you back here on KSM Productions. First up, before this third period gets underway, we have to do a bit of an ad read. Today's broadcast is powered by Ads on the Go, bringing your message on the move with state-of-the-art digital mobile billboards. From local events to big billboards, from local events to big business promotions, Ads on the Go drives your brand directly to where the people are. Eye-catching, flexible, and on the go, they make sure your message is rolled through the community and gets noticed.
What about that roster there? Do we have that roster? Take a look at that.
Here's
Edge.
a look at the roster for the Rochester Edge. They have co-head coaches David Garofalo and Darren Ledwith, and a singular assistant coach, Ethan Poole. Now, there are only 2 coaches on the bench today for Rochester. We don't know which one is the missing one, but 2 of the 3 are there. It's time for the third period of play. And we're going to get a whistle here. Oh, yeah, it looks like there were too many players on the ice for Rochester. Now we will get ready to get going. Face-off taken and won. Battled forward.
Ooh, the stick is...
The
it was in the skate of the official. That's where that stick ended up getting stuck.
The official nearly was taken out by a stick stuck in his skate. We will now get an offside called.
He didn't want to move because nobody wants a broken stick when a referee gets caught in it. That is not a good thing.
Our referees for today are Dan Davis and Joe Herrick. So 12 seconds gone by here in the third period, and immediately we have a ref almost fall over. Brought into the offensive zone now by Skaneateles, played up at the point, sent around on the half boards, but it's going to be intercepted by Rochester. They'll try to bring forward an offensive opportunity.
Yeah, great play to squeeze that play out. They weren't going to let that play develop in any way. Use the board to their advantage.
That's bounced around, held in now.
Oh.
And this is going to be intercepted opportunity for Rochester. Carried out of the zone. It's dumped in. That was Gia Lemmer with the puck. She still is battling for it. Comes up to the point, and it will be taken away. Up to the point now, a shot on net, save made and held by O'Neill. So Rochester will pick up a shot on goal there. There's Anna Torriello on the shot. Face-off taken, and it's won by Skaneateles. They will force this one forward up out of the zone. Dumped in. Just over a minute gone by here in this third period of play. That one's going to end up, looks like on the side of the net. So we'll get a stoppage. Face-off taken and won by Skaneateles. They'll try to set up a play here. That one's going to be coughed up and taken out the other direction by Rochester. That was Snyder who tried to force it out of the zone. Now it's able to come out. We got a race going for it on the side, and it looks like the icing there was waved off. The official had his arm raised. I was unsure whether that was for an interference penalty or maybe for an icing. Turns out it was for an icing as the icing was canceled. This is brought forward, a 3-on-2 here for Skaneateles. This is chipped in. Poole down low. She'll carry this around. There are 2 minutes gone by in the third period. Poole will bring this into the neutral zone. Cuts over to the middle. And they're barely able to stay on side. Poole now to the side. Shoots one, save, rebound. It's loose in the crease. Can they find it? It'll be sent out. They still have the opportunity for a shot. That one goes wide. So Rochester picks up 2 shots on goal there. And then the next shot there from Georgia DeBay just did not go through. And now an opportunity for Skaneateles the other direction. Lakers cashed in twice in that second period and did so 4 times in the first. This is held in. This gets fired through and wide. Battled for here on the wall. Good move there by Howard down low, trying to find some space. She'll end up just forcing it up to the point where Rochester's able to read it. Snyder tried to fire that one out of the zone. Morris hits it back in. Howard down low. Looked to backhand that to the middle, was unable to do so. This comes up long. Pass attempt did not go through. Now Skaneateles will bring this in. Shot there, save made and held. 11:53 to go.
Yeah, well, if anything, the Lakers are definitely not holding back here on the pressure. They're sending their forwards forward, being aggressive, back checking, forward checking. They clearly want to see effort continue in this third period for the Laker team.
So far been a strong game for the Lakers. Going back to what we said pregame about offensive possession, they have certainly continued in that theme today.
Yeah, well, I mean, when they have the puck that much, you can sort of dictate the play of the game, right? So we're seeing a lot of sort of these setups and these movement of the puck from passing. Coach has got to be pretty happy with what he's seen so far.
Centering pass, this is taken, and it will be fired out of the zone. Now a race for the puck. It'll be won by Skaneateles, but now they're going to have to try to avoid turning it over on the other side of going around the net. It'll make its way out, and here's Morris into the offensive zone. Morris from the side has a defender on her. Morris will cut around, looks for a wraparound, save made, rebound, it's loose, they score.
Yeah.
And took a couple of tries, but they're able to get that one through, and it's 7-0 Skaneateles.
Well, the Edge was sort of focusing on watching the puck there and just did not keep their eyes on who was behind them, which was number 20, what is that, 6? of the Lakers, who was sort of creeping in behind and waiting for that puck to bounce out and right there to cash in. So a lot of movement happened in front of the net. They just got to keep an eye on who's behind them.
11:03 left to go. This one is now 7-0 Skaneateles. Battle for on the wall. Looks like Dylan there tried to get onto the puck. It just did not bounce her way. Here comes Rochester again into the offensive zone. Pass over. And the shot there, looking for a tough angle, recreating one of their earlier goals today, perhaps, but that one was stopped. Face-off taken in one. Battle for on the wall, and it's going to be a pretty easy call here for the officials. It'll likely be a body checking.
Yeah, looks like
We'll see. We'll see if there's discussion for a potential 2 and 10. It looks like there is. And it looks like the Laker is okay, as Coach Bob Owen came out onto the ice and then turned around pretty quickly. So we'll see what the decision is here for the officials. It's certainly going to be a power play for Skaneateles, as both officials immediately raise their arms. And it looks like they might have a checking from behind, judging by the signal. And let's see what goes on to the scoreboard here. So on our scoreboard right now on broadcast, we have power play 130. Yeah, I believe it's going to be a minor and a misconduct for checking from behind, likely is the call here, judging by the signal made by the official. Going to be a brief stoppage here. Looks like they're just about ready to go. I'm unsure what is going on.
Well, it looks like the referee's checking. I don't know what they handed. I don't know if that's the iPad that has the control of the scoreboard. It's tough to see. They're looking at something that they were handed by one of the volunteers behind the glass.
Well, we'll use this opportunity here to say that this broadcast is sponsored by Ads on the Go, mobile digital advertising that gets you noticed, even on the roads.
One of these situations where we need to remind ourselves to invest into one of those microphones behind the glass, Kellyanne, so we can hear what it is that they are looking at. I don't know if they're contacting Toronto,
I believe,
or New York, or...
So this, for those of you who have never seen one of these broadcasts before, I am also a USA Hockey official. The only time I've ever had a situation like this happen is when there's some issue with the score sheet. And it looks like since it's an iPad, they might be using a game sheet score sheet, which is done virtually instead of a physical copy. So whatever happened, the penalty assessed is the same, a minor misconduct for checking from behind, and we're going to get a buzzer here really quickly. 10:42 on the clock. Clock never started. So the penalty still is at, well, minute 30. We'll keep it there. They might be discussing some form of time issue. Looks like they're already now. Here we go. Face-off taken in one. Up to Boyle at the point. Boyle fires in, deflected wide, and it was sticked away at the last second by Borman just to ensure minimal danger. This gets fired around down low. Played now by Rochester. Let's get fired into the leg. Opportunity shot, they score. So it'll be a power play goal for Skaneateles. That's number 4, Ella Abbott, who picks up the goal. And it is a power play goal.
Yeah, I mean, the Edge were trying to hold on there. I mean, you had the puck movement going sort of from east to west, north to south. That puck was going all over the place, sort of hitting sticks here. You know, one of the things I think the Edge has got to look at when they look back on this game and think about what to work on is being able to handle and move those people out in front of the net. It's a tough thing to do sometimes when you got that puck moving like that, but something that I think their coaches are going to look back on and say, hey, it's something we got to work on and get a little better at. calling for the puck here.
Very pronounced call for pass there from Skaneateles. Now, just to refresh everybody who either does not know the rule or is familiar but unsure exactly what the specifics of the rule is here. Actually, Rochester's going to carry this in. Oh, a shot there, save made by O'Neill.
That was a great shot.
But as I was saying, the minor misconduct rule is that the player assessed the minor and misconduct penalty will serve all 8 minutes of the misconduct in this case, since it's a minute 30 minor penalties. And then the actual minor is served by somebody else that was on the ice. This is carried out and brought out of the zone by Skaneateles. They will move into the offensive zone. Good speed here by the Lakers. They cut through a turnaround pass, and that's going to work and go into the net. So that'll be number 9 on the day here for Skaneateles.
So, Kelly, you've been in one of these situations before, right, where it's just not going your way on a certain day. As a coach, what do you say to your players when you're down by this many goals with still about 9:30 or so, 9:15 left in the game? What's the message?
Well, the message usually is to stay disciplined and keep your heads up. You don't want to you don't want to completely stop playing. You want to go out with dignity. And also not play a dirty game. That's the worst thing you can do. And I think if you're the coach here, you try to promote that message to them to stay disciplined and also play out the game and treat it like it's 0-0. Voss carries this in the offensive zone. She's taken out by a little poke check turned into a loss of an edge. That's held in good. And there's been plenty of great keep-ins today by both teams. Both teams are very solid at holding it into the offensive zone.
Yeah, I agree.
Going back to that last goal, Lindsay Ferry there with the turnaround pass. I didn't get an opportunity to talk about it until right now, but Ferry, I mean, that was great vision to know she had a teammate with her and turn around and connect.
Yeah, well, it looked like she was looking for the angle, couldn't get it, and at that last minute said, well, let's try this. Let's just do a turnaround and see who can I throw that puck in front of the net and see who's there. And it worked.
And sometimes that's the best play, just throwing it in front of the net and seeing what happens. Rochester brings this to the offense, and a little bump there will knock him off the puck. 7:56 left to go. Shots on goal are 27-8, and now an opportunity here for Lachlan Dillon. Dillon in, save made, it bounced a little bit. Skaneateles tried to take possession of it. This will get sent down the ice, so it won't make it all the way down for an icing. So Luckenbauer will be forced to turn around with it. She will make a pass up that's caught by Skaneateles, hit into the foot of a edge player. Comes up on the wall. Centering pass, opportunity, save, rebound, it's loose, another save, and held.
Yeah, great work by the goalie to be able to track that, not just on the first shot, but on the follow-up shot after it bounced out from under her.
So I believe we are currently at running time as the clock did not stop. Either that or it's an error from the scorekeeper. It does not seem to be because nobody is yelling clock like what normally would happen. Brought into the offensive zone. This is Rochester trying to hit this forward. The attack there for Skaneateles. They will try to carry this ahead. It's a 3-on-2. Pass there goes into the corner. Centering pass, it goes back, opportunity, and that one will be fed up to the middle. The shot, score! And Skaneateles will pick up number 10 on the day. I'm unsure who had the shot because of just the angle they were facing. Believe it may have been Lachlan Dillon.
Yeah, it looked like number 27 there for the Lakers.
27. So that is Lindsay Ferry there with the shot. I mean, that was great placement by Ferry.
Yep.
6:08 and counting to go here. This is brought forward into the offensive zone. Pass over, save made by Boorman. Comes up to the point. .549 left to go. Boyle fires it in. Here's Howard down low. Howard, now a number of the Skaneateles players came from a Lysander or 10U travel team last year that was coached by Bob Beluckenbaugh, who is now the head coach of Skaneateles. That team ended up going to the Snowbelt 10U Gold Division Championship game where they fell 9-3 to the Cortland Flames, who had a just incredible season.
Yeah, it's really interesting. You know, this is the sort of the age, right, where we start to see a lot of the girls who did play on co-ed teams start to transition into full girl teams as they move into the 12U sort of platform here. But
what a move there by the Laker, and the jersey tuck once again is not benefiting me. I believe that was Lindsay Ferry. This comes up out of the zone. Held on the wall, carried in, opportunity now for Rochester, maybe to get one, and Boyle there was able to stop that from occurring. Little update to those of you that are NFL fans. The Bills currently lead the Jets 20-3 in the third quarter. Offside waves off. This comes around down low. Here comes, I believe that's Harper McKay who tried to bring that one out of the zone. This is fired around down low. Rochester trying to find something here. Centering pass goes off of the stick of O'Neal.
yeah, definitely. What we're seeing a lot too as we get into this third period and it's starting to come to the end of the game is these double headers. You start to see those tired legs, and really we're seeing that on both sides of the, you know what I mean, of the ice here. So
Yeah.
a little bit of struggles, a little bit slow down, a little bit more of a needed effort to get the legs moving. So, which is expected when you got two games that are about in a 3.5 hour span.
That one got stuck on the side of the net. Both these teams state bound for Tier 1. And for some of these players, their first ever experience in a state bound role.
Yep.
States is always a fun tournament to go to.
Yeah, well, it's something that means something to these players. The opportunity to go out to Buffalo, although I think this year they are in Utica, is hosting the female tournament. So something a little bit new.
Yeah, always a great experience. You get to play with so many great players. You get actually the best officials in the state as well.
That's right.
2:48 left to go here and counting. This comes around down low. Rochester tries to fire this out. It'll take a bounce and make its way out of the zone. It got deflected up. Battled for on the wall. Morse tried to get control of this. And here comes Robertson, who fired that one into the zone. Down low, they battle for it. That was Rory Snyder who tried to control it for Rochester, but now here comes Skaneateles. Into the offensive zone, it's a 4-on-2 type of thing here. Pass over, and it's going to just go awry.
How important is keeping the shutout for the goalie, do you think? Is that something that the players are thinking in their minds as they're looking at the last 2 minutes of this game finishing out?
Well, you may have just jinxed it, but oh, that's a save there. A rebound comes out. It's loose in front, and another shot. Save made. It's loose. They still battle for it. We'll finally get a whistle. There were about 6 or 7 shots in there.
We had a lot of bodies floating around there. Some on the skates, some on the ice.
You almost jinxed it immediately.
Good goaltending here. Good defensive play, too. They shut that thing out. They weren't going to let anybody through.
Usually what happens in that situation is everybody's thinking it, but nobody's saying it.
Yep.
Nobody's saying it. You can't say it.
Yep. Well, and I think for the Edge, they want to close this off with getting a goal, right? I mean, they struggled to find sort of the net this morning, and I think they want to be able to finish it and try to get at least one goal on the tab before they head back down the thruway here.
Yeah, Ella O'Neal only a minute and 2 seconds from being perfect on the day, but that icing's not going to help even with running time. $50 seconds left to go. 40 seconds here remain. This faceoff is taken and won by Skaneateles. Centering pass there goes off the side of O'Neill. 30 seconds left to go. Here comes Skaneateles. They carry it down the ice. 25 seconds left to go. Trying to carry it forward. This comes up and out. And then the 20 seconds left to go. Carry it through. Centering pass. It's loose. It'll be held. Final 8 seconds of the game, and we'll tick off, and that will do it. Ella O'Neill will be perfect on the day for Skaneateles. And we have our final score of Skaneateles 10, Rochester 0 here in the second game of this doubleheader. Stay tuned, everybody, for a possible interview, if everything works properly, with Skaneateles head coach Bob Luckenbaugh. So, I mean, overall, very solid game for Rochester and Skaneateles, but fortunately they are able to, for Skaneateles, they're able to close out with a shutout. Solid first period transformed to a solid second and a solid third for the Lakers. Rochester certainly was able to get some opportunities, but the Skaneateles defense remains strong. That might be a focal point for them going through this season. So we will be back here in just a second. Do not go anywhere for an interview.
Congratulations. Thank you. Got time for a quick interview? We'll do one. Absolutely. Coach, 2 wins for the day. Tell me, how happy are you with the girls' play today?
Awesome. Super proud of their effort. The girls played hard, so we'll take the 2 W's. We got some things to clean up, but overall, very, very happy with their performance.
Not just 2 wins, but you had 2 shutouts. Can you talk a little bit about your goaltender, O'Neill?
Yeah, Ella's a second-year B, so she's coming in. She played strong when she needed to. Not too many chances, but we needed her, and she was hurt, so she's a staple on the back end.
Awesome. And then one last question is talk a little bit about that dynamic between your older girls and your younger girls. We saw, like you said, about 50% of this team in 2014. What does that look like on the ice?
Yeah, so it's on the ice it's one thing. In the locker room, they're building culture. The girls, the younger girls coming up and helping them, and they set the tone today. A lot of the goals were scored, a lot of the plays were scored with the older girls, but the younger girls played good, and we supported them. So super proud of everybody in the locker room, and we look forward to next weekend.
All right, congratulations, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ryan.
Awesome. Appreciate it. All righty.
Well, with that will be it for today's broadcast here on KSM Productions, our season opener and our game of the week. I'm Killian Heffron, joined alongside by my camera operator there, Ryan Heffron, saying so long here from Skaneateles, New York. Goodbye, everybody.